Good day, Mindsetters, and welcome to this episode of Let's Talk Mindset with me, your host, Michelle Green. The greatest discovery of my generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind. That's a quote from William James. The truth is, the human mind has one simple job, and that is to keep us alive as long as possible. Back when we were cavemen, let's say, and we were living in tribes in the bush, this job was very, very hard because we had to worry about predators. We had to find our own food. We had to create our own shelter. We had to defend against the elements. Hence our fight or flight response. And back then, we were under much more threat than we are today. The problem is that our brain hasn't changed to reflect our new, safer, more tame reality. And that fight and flight response now responds to stress and or adversity that life throws at us. Remember, the brain's job is to keep you alive. How, you ask? By listening to the instructions that you give it about what causes you pain. And I'll give you an example of what I mean by this. Let's take, for example, your commute to work. And let's say, for example, that your commute to work is 45 minutes to an hour. And during this 45 minutes to an hour, you are in the car. First of all, you're dreading the commute because you say things like, oh my God, this commute is killing me. Or something like, this traffic is a nightmare. Or my boss is stressing me out. Right? Or I'm dying under this pressure. All of these things that you're saying or even thinking are triggering your body's responses. And our brain, which is designed to keep us alive, actually believes us when we say things like, the traffic is a nightmare and I'm dying under the pressure and the commute is killing me. Our brain actually believes that and believes that we are under threat. Right? Something is killing us. Something is threatening us. Something is causing us pain. And the brain is triggered and triggers your body responses. Right? So your brain wants to keep you alive. So what happens? Things like your heart rate goes up. You have a surge of hormones. You may feel angry or anxious. You may even lash out. And all of these things cause road rage. Right? Because we're talking about a commute to work. So all of these things will result in road rage. And hour after hour, our brain translates languages that it hears. Hour after hour, or constantly, let me use that word instead, our brain is translating the language that it hears us using to inform it on how it should feel. Your mind does what it thinks you need it to do and what's in your best interest. So when you're under threat, your brain will give you all the symptoms and responses to help you flee that threat. Right? Fight or flight. So what happens is when you go through the commute, you say that it's killing you. You say that it's a nightmare, and you're saying all of these negative things to trigger your body's responses. Fight and flight is the response is enacted, and then you just end up stressed out and miserable. And then you end up at work and it's a shitty day because your commute was crappy, and now your day, it's just set off a chain of events of having a crappy day. So I want you to keep in mind that the opposite is also true. So if we were to get into our cars in the day and have the same commute to the same job and the same commute time, but what if this time we get in the car and we declare to the universe that our commute is going to be a smooth and pleasant one? If we do this, make some sort of declaration about the smoothness and the pleasurefulness of our commute to work, chances are that commute, right after you make that declaration, that commute will be a smooth and pleasant one. Right? Our thoughts and our words create our world. Our thoughts and our words have immense power. The law of attraction is infallible and precise. And it says that your dominant thoughts and feelings will return to you as your life. So whether you think pessimistically or whether you think positively, the law is working unfailingly in every single moment of your life. And based on these thoughts, whether they be positive or negative, based on these thoughts, can bring a life full of negativity, pessimism, lack, or can bring about a life filled with good, joy, happiness, abundance. The choice, my friends, is up to you. The choice is yours. Do you want to live a life of positivity or negativity? The choice is yours. Life is meant to be full of joy and full of abundance. So remember that and be mindful of what you think and speak into your life, because our thoughts and our words create our world. Short and sweet today, my friends, and I thank you so much for tuning in and for listening to this episode. I would really appreciate it if you would like, share, comment, join the conversation, and share this podcast with anybody that you feel like it would resonate with. And also, I would like to remind you that my book, It Wasn't Luck, an inspirational story of love and loss, is still available on Amazon. So you can check that out. The link is also in my bio on the website. You can find it anywhere. And last but not least, for those of you who would like to connect with me further regarding my coaching practice, please feel free to send me an email or send me a direct message. I am happy and ready to serve. Again, thanks very much for listening. Ciao.